I was born in Czechoslovakia in 1982, and I remember in the first class of the elementary school we have to call the teacher Mr. or Mrs. Comrade. You asking me who is smarter, if Americans or Russians? Well, it's an easy question and very easy answer. Americans are much more stupider. You see, they're much more stupid, excuse my fucking grammar, and they are much more controlled by Russians than Russians controlled by Americans. Why? Well, it's easy. Compared to Trump and Putin, you're comparing psychopath and sociopath. You're comparing dumb dictator and very smart dictator. You're comparing an idiot who is not able to control his emotions and he is very emotional. It means he's capitalizable and manipulatable. And you compare person who is Iceman, who never ever, is triggered by some emotions. Or if he's triggered, he never ever show it on public. And he's not controllable. Putin controls. Trump is controllable. The way how Trump was drafted in KGB, I think it was the fastest or most easy draft of KGB in the history. Because I think he's doing it even for free, because you gotta pay him just by, thank you. You're so beautiful, Mr. Trump. Vanity is my favorite sin, my friend. And this one is easy, It can be gluttony. It can be, it can be, it can be, you know, uh, it can be laziness. It can be, you know, it can be lust. It can be anger. It can be envy. But in case of Mr. Trump, it's a upgrade, as Mr. Putin, who spoke five languages and who was head of KGB in Germany, would say. It's a upgrade. It's a greed, you see, and it's a stolz, stolz, pride. That's correct, Mr. Trump. You controlled by your tribe, by your pride, and by your greed. In order you get more for America, you cut off your European allies, and then you lose everything. The greediness is a weakness, and devil can use it. Pride is a weakness. Everybody can control you. You see, all Americans work for Russians now. They work for Russians. Putin is a smart guy. He knows the capitalism is just a bullshit. He invented it for people through people like Engels and Marx. They came there after Johnny fucking Smith stuck up something from his ass and write down the fucking laws of fucking capitalism and says the capitalism blah blah blah. This concept doesn't work. It's made up. It's just fugazi. It's been here 200 years, just like the fucking US fucking, how long is the USA here, huh? What is 200 years? It's behind my nail. The Russian Empire been here thousands years, and it will be here more, other 1,000 years. You see, these people are smart. The Americans are stupid. Russians, they old. They old souls, they gather information, they experience, they mature, they manipulative, they speak good English. Americans are young. With young nation, they stupid, they confident, they cocky. They don't speak any Russians. They don't know nothing about Putin. Putin knows everything about Americans. Americans know nothing about fucking Russia. Russia knows everything about America. You see, in every fucking Russian town, the bus driver knows who was Anna Karenina or Tolstoy. You can talk to these people. They educated people. They smart people, you see. They controlling their emotions. They stone fucking eyes. And the idiots around them who are in the Stockholm syndrome of these people because they want to identify as strong, but they never are. That's how the Putin gets the fucking Donny. Donny want to self-validate himself with his insecurity of narcissistic psychopathic personality that he's good enough, and he's looking for the most cruel guy in the planet, and he found him. That's a Putin, and Putin says, come Donny, of course you're my boy. But in a vision of a It's a Putin who coming and saying, hey, how are you, brother? And they hugging, and maybe Putin do like, you're so good, you're so great, man. Maybe he a little bit, he's not sucking him, but he's in position like ready to suck him. He deceives his enemy, just like Sun Tzu says. When you're weak, appear strong. When you're strong, appear weak. Huh? Is your enemy choleric? Try to trigger him. Trigger him, huh? Yeah. Is he a little bit narcissistic? Give him some fucking flattering. Ew. You wake up, America. You have waken up and you work for Russians now. You like Russians. You give them respect. You give them your land. You let them invade fucking Europe. Eventually you get a tanks in Alaska? No, Putin would never do this. Just like in 1941, right? With the Hitler and Stalin, right? Stalin was so fucking shocked when Hitler then he attacked fucking Russia. Hitler was as well a smart guy. Trump, he would fucking shine shoes, the fucking shoes of Hitler. Hitler and Stalin were friends. But Adoni is a stupid dictator. Hitler was a smart dictator. Stalin was a smart dictator. Putin is super smart dictator. Gaddafi was smart dictator. Hussein was smart dictator. Pol Pot was smart dictator. But Donald Trump is a stupid, weak, manipulatable, little dictator with little dick. That's what he is. Russians are much smarter. They're smarter. And they invade the enemy's land without violence, like Sun Tzu says. They're like foxes. Fucking Siberian foxes. They're smart. They outsmart you. They outsmart Americans. They put them in position through their biggest weakness. They greedy cunts. Greedy, hab greed. Hey, keine Sins haben sie. Huh? Alles. Hab greed, pride, stolz, everything. In case of USA, it's greed and pride. Greed and pride, vanity is my favorite sin. Pride, you so pride, you Americans. You think you smartest. So we tell you, you are right. You smartest. You think you so handsome with your fucking white fucking teeth, and with your botoxes in the age of 33 because you look like 70 years old while working your ass. You don't know why you work. You're giving the money to the richest, and the richest are in America are pimped by Putin. He's pimping everybody. Musk, he's pimping Donny. These useful idiots are motivating America work hard in order not to succumb of socialism. You already have something worse than the socialism. You got a capitalism which is paying hefty taxes to your enemies. Like a Putin, huh? We fucking with you. We catching you, you see? You cannot insult us. We are Russian-minded people. We will humiliate us. We don't care. We will nail in front of you, America. You can put our dicks in us. You can fuck us. You can put it in our mouths. We don't care. We are true Americans. We are more Americans. We are more holies than the Pope. We doesn't take nothing personally. That's how we do it in Moscow. We doesn't take nothing personally. You do. You easily to be triggered. You emotional Americans. I can cut. You can go to fucking Moscow. You can cut the throat of my fucking mother. If you pay me, I shake your hand. Nothing personal, just business. That's who the Russians are. You see? You are on the chain food down. Nothing personal. I'm not saying it to humiliate you. It's just as it is. Russians are strongest and smartest. Think it over. Putin is a geopolitical winner of the decade. In 4 months, he would lose the war because his country would bleed out financially. But here comes the Trump and Zelensky. And they give it to him. They gave him Ukraine. I mean, this guy is opening bottle of champagne now. He waking up every fucking afternoon, 4 p.m. with bottle of champagne, smoking opium, working 1 minute per fucking day. While Trump is waking up 5 a.m. With the telephone working for Putin. Rich people don't work. They let other people work. You see? That's the real smart thing. I think you call it in America, work smart, don't work hard, baby. You work hard, Americans. Russians, they work smart. They don't work, they captures. They captures other nations. They sucking up the blood and they send the fucking brain and information and spreading political influence without invading country. You work for me, Tavarish Trump. You work for me, Comrade Trump. Hey, Jenga? Comrade Trump? You want some Jenga? You want some money? We don't pay you even sweat from my balls in fucking Moscow. You work for us for free. You work for KGB for free, just for cozy fairy tale, nice word, for a kind word of your motherfucking neighbor, Christian neighbor. In Russia, we don't have religions, you know. The religions are opium of the fucking mankind, Marx says, and he was right. We invented Marx. Marx was right about capitalism. Capitalism is dying. We are in the late capitalism, my friends. Capitalism will exhaust itself. There will be one Uber, one fucking whatever grocery store, one fucking airline. There will be one monopoly. Now there are cartels, but there will be monopoles. You see? Capitalism will exhaust itself. Because the small capitalists are cannibalized by bigger ones, and capitalists fighting like fucking animals. And on the end, there will be last one capitalist who controls everything. That's what the Marx says. And that's how the capitalism will cease exist. Does it remind you something? Have you wake up every day? What kind of taxi do you drive service? I think it's Uber, right? There is no other taxi than Uber, right? What kind of phone do you use? Is it a Samsung, Apple? I think it's most probably Samsung or Apple. I bet on Samsung it will eat the Apple. What kind of, let me think, airline company you use, or what kind of fucking social network do you use? Let me guess, it's Twitter or Facebook. It's one of them, right? Most probably. It's TikTok or Instagram. Who owns what? It will be one social network. It will be last one airline, last one supermarket. It will be last one capitalist. It's already happening. You in late capitalism, dear Americans. You coming into the fucking feudalism. Back into the digital post-feudalism, post-capitalism, into the digital feudalism, in the dictatorship. You have so much information, dummies, and we in Moscow, we decide which informations are true, which are not. The fucking emails, Hillary. Hey, he was triggered with Mr. Zelensky. No, they set me up, and Putin he has to gun through it. Have you seen the outburst? He still remembers it. Hey, Donnie. Donnie, you our bitch. We pimping you. Fucking daisies, fairies. Russian controls Americans. We control you. You are a bitch. Almighty fucking God. I work hard for American. Putin likes us. We will be greedy. We will be so rich. We will be so fucking rich. You know why your fucking America is falling apart? Because the country is not a country. Country needs a culture. Oh my God, Dostoevsky, that's a culture. Prokofiev, Shostakovich. That's a highbrow, my friend. I'm talking about high culture. I'm not talking about the fucking cowboy shoes You know, and fucking playing with your dick, watching a fucking Netflix fucking film shits. I'm talking about thousands of years of power, of the art. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the mentality slave and the master, as Friedrich Nietzsche says. Try guess who is the master? Russians. Try guess who is a slave? You. You Americans, you slave. Your country falling apart because it's not a country, dummy. Who was this guy, Jefferson? Scientia est potentia. In Russia we are educated. We speak Latin, we speak perfect English. We know everything about you. You don't know what is Latin. For you it's a dead language. You don't speak Russian, you don't know nothing about us. You speak you use your stupid dummy language, English. We're inserting the fucking thoughts in your brains. In your little brains. Scientia is potentia, my friend. The knowledge is a power. We control you, we know that you are just a fucking dinner on our plate. And we eat you cold-bloodedly. And you're helping us to cook yourself on your own sauce, on our terms, Americans. Now listen up. You wanna tell me this fucking snob, Thomas Jefferson, this fucking rich wine snob, sick of paying British taxes, wine taxes. This guy said some nice words, and the rebels arise and they fight for their freedom. Then he pulled his fucking slave girl by a fucking fireplace, drank a wine, and says, fuck you. Jefferson was our agent, my friends. We created you. You hear me? You don't know nothing. You think you live in community? Fuck you. You alone in America. In America, you own your own. America is not a country. It's just an acquisition. It's a business. That's why USA is not falling apart or ceasing to exist. How something which never existed can cease to exist? You were never country. You are just a check and numbers. You see? You metaphysically doesn't exist. You never existed. You will never exist. Russia exists. Culturally, politically, sociologically, psychologically, philosophically, metaphysically, Russia has existed, exists, and will exist. You are just some fucking, half-breed schmucks. We put you on the fucking boats. We didn't put there the fucking, Protestants. We put the fucking Puritans on the boats, We put the stupid people on the boats to come to America. Mighty God's cans. Because Protestants, they were smarter. We want dumb people to create America. Almighty God. Fucking pedo, fucking church. Fuck you. In Russia, we have no religions. Smart people. In Russia, we can transact you by time, by your blood, by your energy, by the services you do for us, petroleum money, drug money, blue, red money, whatever, gold, shit, sweat from your balls, your life, teeth. We just capitalizing you. You see? We know capitalism, we created it, we created feudalism, we created slavery. You are slaves. There are two kinds of people on the planet. Passive participant of the game and active ones. You the passive ones, you controlled by active ones. You are slaves. Hunt or get hunted, prey or prey, catch or catcher. You've been capitalized, you've been hunted. We preying upon you. We in Russia, we prey upon all our neighbors, Ukrainians, Moldavians, Polish, Czechs. We prey upon America. One day we get there. You wait. You wait. Your president flying to fucking Moscow. Suck a dick of our leader, Putin. Opening the gates. Hannibal ante portas, ale jak ta est. Mariturite soltant. Did you get it? You dummy, I mean fucking American? You got it, you fucking little crybaby schmuck? You got a drugs in America. You legalized drugs. We make it legalized, so we want you to be stupid. We want you to be on crack. We want you to be a racist. We want you to hate each other, divide imperium, Caesar. That's what we want. We got you where we want you to get you. We got you, we hold you by nuts. So, this was just arguments expressed by little artistic, pseudo-artistic way. What other stupid context you can put on this stupid medium called YouTube? Who owns YouTube? Russians. Yeah. So that was the answer. Who is smarter? If Russians and Americans. And don't take it personally. It was just a business. Ciao.